Happy Wednesday, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to What's on Your Shelf with Stokes and Mathews Media.
Whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. All right, Necole, how's your Wednesday going?
It's going great. It's going awesome. It's actually pretty nice outside today,
It
too.
does
it's
look
not
nice.
Like 3,004 degrees like it usually is. And hot
Yesterday,
Atlanta.
it was
Right.
3,000 degrees.
Right.
What is that about?
I don't, Georgia. It's
It
probably
makes you
going to
wanna
rain later, too.
Oh, yeah, because that's depressing.
Right.
Makes me want to sit in the house and read a good book.
Yes.
All right,
always.
Necole, what you reading?
What am I reading?
What's on your shelf?
Okay, I am reading Black Pain, and the subtitle is It Just Looks Like We're Not Hurting.
Okay,
And
let's just stop right there. Necole,
you know.
you are she reads the craziest books, y'all. I am trying
It's
to understand.
always a story behind it, though.
Black Pain? Why
Yes.
would you subject yourself
Black-
to that?
Because I think, okay, so I saw the author, who is Terry M. Williams. I saw her she was at a women's conference or something on TV, happened to just turn the channel, and she was there, and she was talking about how she was depressed for like 5 years and didn't know what to call this
Wow.
stage she was going through.
Yeah.
And the crazy part of it is that Terry is a clinical psychologist, and she didn't know that she was depressed. So when she finally figured out that she was depressed, she started doing some research and realized how prevalent it was in the Black community.
Yes,
and
it
that
is.
we don't talk about it because we don't know what to call it. It's kind of like our philosophy is just let it roll off your shoulders, get over it, find you something to do. You know, we have stuff to do besides be depressed.
Right.
So it kind of walks through her story and then tells about where our depression came from as far as our history and things like that. So it's a really good book.
My sister,
yeah.
my sister is a psychiatrist with Kaiser, and it's really prevalent. I mean, like you said,
Yeah.
it's prevalent in the African American community. We don't
Yeah.
talk enough about it. I talk all the time. So
Right.
listen, whatever is going on with Nadia, you're gonna know. I'm
She's
not.
not
I'm not
lying.
sitting in the house and being depressed. I'm gonna tell, even when it's TM and I'm
Yes.
going, girl. Let me tell you, what happened to me? I'll be on the bus.
Yeah.
In the Walmart. Excuse me, ma'am. I know you're looking at the toilet paper. Come over here. Let me tell you what's going on in my life, because I'm not gonna hold anything. So,
Right.
how is this book?
So far, it's pretty good. She talks about that, like how she had to kind of rally her community around her friends, her village. That's what she called it.
Oh, I love
her
that.
village around her to kind of help her, because it was times like she wouldn't get out of bed for like 3 days straight.
Wow.
Like it took all her strength to just go use the restroom and do natural things. But as far as taking baths and stuff, she didn't even do that. And it's funny because I identify with what she went through, because I had a very dark period in my life and didn't realize to call it depression.
Yes.
Because, and especially growing up in a faith-based community, they're like,
We really don't talk about
right.
it. Is that
you
the
better
demons?
you not right. You're possessed.
Drink the oil.
You ain't praying enough.
Right.
You ain't trusting enough. You don't believe enough.
Right.
So when I read this, I was like, oh my gosh, this has a name, and you don't understand the power that is locked in understanding the name of something.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm not crazy. I'm depressed. And now that you realize something, then you can get over it. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, the first step is knowing.
And so the
then-
book is really good.
Yeah, it's
And you're
awesome.
not feeling yourself like slipping in a relapse.
I'm not, look, I'm not, disclaimer, I'm not
Cousin
depressed
Necole.
now. I'm really good. I'm in a good place now.
Okay.
But this book has definitely shine light on a subject that I think is very important. It has inspired me to really talk about it. And the other one, it goes hand in hand with just mental illness in the Black community, you know, and how we don't talk about that. People are like, for lack of I don't want to call them crazy, but people are
Crazy.
dealing with such
Cuckoo.
magnitude of stressors
Yes.
that it's causing chemical imbalances, literally. So, and we don't know how to deal with that. So this book is just really shining light. And it's funny to me because, like, when I found out that she was a psychologist and couldn't even diagnose herself,
Wow.
it just talks about how important it is to share this with our community.
Yeah,
So
mental health is
Yeah.
definitely
It's a big
something that
thing.
we need to talk about. And actually, on the same network, we have the Dr. Diva show.
yeah,
And I don't know if they delve into that portion. I occasionally listen in because I told you I'm trying to get this free counseling for myself. You know, and I know they talk a lot about relationships and things like that. Shout out to the
Right.
Dr. Divas.
Dr. Divas?
They just left out of the studio with their gorgeous. I don't know who comes to the studio looking as good as they do, but they look fabulous every time they come in here. So shout out to the Dr. Divas. Okay, so what What else are you guys? I'm scared to ask you what else you read. Black Pain.
I am. Do not see. That's the thing. That's the stigma. You
dun,
cannot.
dun, dun.
Right. You cannot let that make you alarmed about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's
the state
a real
of your
thing.
psyche. I don't need to follow you around. Just tell me. Okay.
I'm not jumping off any.
Okay.
We're good.
I'm glad. Okay. What else?
The next one I'm reading is One for the Road. It's called How to Be a Music Manager.
Ooh.
And I'm going to get the author in just a second because I'm actually scrolling through my Nook right now.
So basically, what you're telling me is you're learning how to put me on. Y'all, let me just tell y'all real quick.
Yes.
You know, I'm hiding some underground Beyonce like ish talents.
No. That's not the tour I'm going to put Nadia on.
What?
Nadia, I am going to create her a one-woman show.
I want to
be
sing
one
like
night.
Beyonce.
You can.
Do they have microphones that make you sing like other people? You know, like, they not going to fix that?
No.
You got to have an actual skill.
Yeah, hopefully.
Dang.
Unless you get a really good producer.
Okay.
Really
Roy, you can be my producer. Yeah. You can fix my voice. That's how you feel, Roy? Y'all should see our producer's face right now. Okay, that's okay.
No, I don't.
Well, tell me about this book. I'm sorry, I want to interrupt you.
It is about this guy who has been like a road manager for 25 years on these rock tours. And he talks about, he decided to dump all his information and knowledge into a book. And he talks about, from everything, and how to book your venues, how to get your artists, how to pay your artists, how to write the contracts, how to, do everything there is to know about putting on a road tour. And I like to read things in different industries. So I'm not necessarily putting on rock tours, but I think it would translate beautifully into a book tour. So that's why I really like this book thus far. And I like that it spells it out,
Just step by step.
Right.
I love it. So, we need to get that prepared because once I get my voice on this Beyonce-ish level.
I don't kill dreams.
On the run. You're
right.
I'm about to get the on the run.
Beyonce,
right. I'm going to have like a Beyonce-ish and India Arie. Like I'm going to have that. So I'm saying I'm going to put those together, and that's what I'm going to.
Beyonce Reed. Got you.
Yeah. Girl, you see the vision. Okay, so let me tell you guys what I am reading. Now, I feel kind of bad because, listen, Necole and I work a lot together, and she always comes up with these philosophical.
I knew she was going to say that.
Deep rooted books, y'all. I feel like I'm not quite deep enough. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to download something very dark and crazy today.
Oh my God.
I maybe read a Monique Mensah book. Her books are always so dark and you feel just some kind of way reading them, but they're so amazing. She's such a great author. We actually had an opportunity to interview her a couple of weeks ago. So that is definitely live on YouTube. You guys have got to go check her out. She's the CEO of Make Your Mark Publishing Solutions. Yes. And she's a great author. So I am reading 2 books myself. The first book I'm reading is called 27 Answers to Create Buzz by Yolanda Lattimore. She is the CEO of Dryer Buzz. She will also be hanging out with us at the Queen's Eye View event in a couple of weeks, August the 16th. And let me tell you guys, this book is awesome. She really delves into how she created her brand and how she was innovative and thought ahead. And I think as CEOs, that's what you have to do. You have to be able to forecast going forward. Right. Because if you just try to stay where you are, then you're missing a lot. So she really thought forward in her business, and she talks a lot about marketing, how to create a buzz kit, how to collaborate with events and create an event inside of an event, maybe before this event happened, to bridge relationship, because networking is key in this business. And so she talks a lot about that. So shout out to Yolanda Lattimore. I know that you're listening of Dryer Buzz. I'm also reading The Beginner's Guide to Content Marketing for Small Businesses. See, I'm not deep at all. Y'all.
That is a good thing because I'm not that good at marketing and stuff like that.
I love
that's
that.
why we fit. I can get philosophical.
Yes.
You know how to sell the philosophy.
I can read a marketing book. I love anything about marketing. So this is by Matt Mansfield, and it was actually recommended by Melinda Emerson. She's a small business coach, and she's great. I get a lot of tips from her because they're free. And and anyway, in his book, he talks about leadership. He talks about knowing your audience. He talks about networking, just like the Yolanda Lattimore book is. And so there's a lot of great information about putting content out there, which is what we do at Stokes
Right.
and Mathews Media. We are there for video, photography. If you need content for your blog, whatever it is, we create that for our clients. So it just
Definitely.
seemed fitting
Right.
to be reading this book.
Yeah.
Shameless plug. Contact us at info@stokesandmatthewsmedia.
Matthewsmedia.com.
Exactly. Invite us to the party. We'll bring all our equipment.
She's so silly. But seriously, we will.
We will.
We will.
I'm saying I'm on time. Every time. All right, you guys. Listen, I love talking to you about stuff
Yeah,
like this.
see,
You
all
would
day.
think we wouldn't even see each other the way we like talk like old
Exactly.
friends. But we have Necole Ryse on hold. She is author of Shorties, Hanging Writer's Block Out to Dry, and also The Legacy, which is a YA novel. Necole, what is a YA? It took me. What is it, Necole? Do it.
Nadia, you're not supposed to. Okay.
Okay,
A
what is
YA
it?
novel, it stands for young adult, and it's usually.
Oh.
See? Just that simple. It's
See?
usually for tweens
Knowledge
or
is power.
teens, that age bracket. So it's anything that appeals to them. So like the Wimpy Kids, the
Diary of a Wimpy
Kid, Harry Potter.
Yeah, Colleen Hoover actually writes young. And by the way, you guys, I knew what YA was. Don't
Yes, I know.
stop
she
tweeting
knew.
and Facebooking me. Okay,
No hate
I
mail,
knew
please.
what it was. Colleen Hoover is an amazing YA author. Oh
Yeah.
my, you don't even know you're reading a teenage book. I stopped because I was like, this is kind of inappropriate. I don't want my young adult reading this, but
Exactly.
but that's the
Some
that
of
was
these
the book.
YA books are kind of risque.
Now, have
So-
you read The Legacy yet?
I have not read The Legacy, but I read Shorties. And
I have too.
And I came in contact with Shorties after one night I was just burnt out from writing, and I was like, okay, I need to do
She was
something
depressed,
else.
y'all. She don't want to tell it. She was in a dark place. I'm just
Okay, yes,
joking.
maybe I was. That was so bad to start with this book. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I was having a moment. We'll put it like that. I was having a moment, and I love Twitter because you can like passively follow anybody
Yes,
you want to
that's
follow.
how you
and
can
kinda
stalk
just
people
stalk
for real. I'm about to
That
really
sounds
get
so
on
bad.
some Twitter.
You can follow people. So I came across, they have the suggested people that you're supposed to follow. So Necole Ryse came up, and she had this cute little character of herself with books, sitting on top of books reading them. I was like, who is this girl? This is really cute. Clicked on her, followed her, and she was talking about my book Shorties. Check out my book Shorties. So I immediately clicked the link, and it was only $2.99. So you know me,
$2.99.
one click on Amazon. So I downloaded the book. And of course, it was like hanging writer's block out to dry, which is what I was having at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
So read the book in an hour because it was like short story starters.
Okay.
So it was like a collection of all these short story starters, and they were like amazing. Like she had on the run scenes. Like it was just everything at the end of each chapter. I was like, what? Huh? Who?
Well, did you find yourself okay? So the first time I read the first couple of stories, and I was like, shut the book. Like, really?
Right.
Like, where's the rest of it?
Right. You're just gonna end it there.
But then I really took advantage of what that meant. Like, and I was like, oh, this is to help me. Duh.
Yeah.
Right. So it was like allowing me my imagination to roam, and then of course that opens you up.
Right. To get your writing project
Yes,
done. It was
exactly.
hanging writer's block out to dry
Yes.
because you had went into this whole other place and it stopped abruptly enough for you to be like, oh my gosh. Okay. Oh my gosh, I need to continue writing my story because this has just sparked something in me. So then I immediately tweeted her back. I was like, Necole, oh my gosh, this was great.
So you started stalking
I
her.
kind of. I'm sorry,
Necole, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Necole.
So I was like, yeah. And it led to, of course, I was like, I need to interview you. And she was like, okay, yeah, okay. I was like, I gave you a good review on Goodreads. I gave you a good review on Amazon. Like, I was really stalking. This sounds so bad.
Necole, did she ask you for your address too? I'm a little bit worried.
But anyway,
she did not stalk me.
Thank
Necole,
you, Necole. See,
listen,
we have the same namesake. We spell it a little bit different, but we're on the same page.
Necole, listen, I need you to understand what the definition of stalking is, okay? It's not stalking if you know about it, okay?
Okay.
If you walk outside and they're standing at the top of your fence with a camera,
Okay, now that's different.
That's stalking, though.
So I didn't do that, so I don't qualify. But I ended up interviewing her. She had an awesome story about how she got started writing, her writing process, and the rest is history. And I saw that she was coming out with a new book, just read her new blog post, and she was saying she was following her gut because she left the traditional publisher and was back to self-publisher. So we want to get into that later.
Oh, we have to. We got to take a quick break really quick. Necole, I know you're on the line. Hang on one more second, and we're going to come back with you, and we're going to talk all about what you're doing after this break.
Everyone needs a way to add gold to their financial portfolio. Carrot Bars International makes gold affordable to the masses with the freegoldplan.com. Get gold in 24-karat 999.9% pure gold bullion in small, affordable weights. Save your money in gold and even get paid to share with others how to do the same. No broker fees, no setup fees, and with referrals, your gold can be free. Go to thefreegoldplan.com. That's thefreegoldplan.com now.
Tap Out Studios of Hollywood is one of Atlanta's newest visual and performing arts centers designed for you to perfect your creativity. Our 3,000 square foot event space includes a full bar, VIP section, movie screen, and 2 stages. Take advantage of our Spring Fling package deal for new and existing clients. Save over 40% when you rent our venue for $700 for events with more than 100 people. For booking information, contact Kendra at 404-578-1454. Located less than a half a mile off of I-20 off Fulton Industrial, we are Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, 620 Interchange Drive. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, inspiring creativity, changing lives, and making dreams come true.
Stokes and Mathews Media is a boutique media company that specializes in vision coaching, publishing, and marketing for authors, experts, and small business owners. It is the mission of Nadia Mathews and Necole Stokes to show aspiring writers and seasoned authors how to build lucrative brands using their books as the foundation. Before the company's official launch in September 2014, Stokes and Mathews Media will be offering free online workshops and interviews with industry experts, ebooks, and discounted first-time consultations for individuals who desire to get on the company's 2014-2015 roster. Stokes and Mathews Media is also scouting experienced individuals in the literary publishing, PR, marketing, promotions, and event planning industries to join the team on a freelance and or internship basis. If you would like to learn more about Stokes and Mathews Media or learn how you can advertise with us, please send a detailed email to info@stokesandmatthewsmedia.com or visit www.stokesandmatthewsmedia.com. Stokes and Mathews Media, where your project is our passion.
Val Jones Creative Services. Copywriting, commercial production, imaging for all formats. If your budget is small, then you need to call Val Jones. Val Jones Creative Services. 1-800-947-9392. That's 1-800-947-9392. Don't you think it's time for a new image? Val Jones. Val Jones Creative Services. 1-800-947-9392. Or go to IamValJones.com. Val Jones Creative Services. Please.
All right, everybody, welcome back to What's on Your Shelf with Stokes and Mathews Media, where your project is definitely our passion. So we're right now, we have Necole. She's on hold. She is ready to tell us all about what she does and how she's writing these great books. And if you missed any of the beginning segment, I'm going to fill you in really quick. Necole was in a dark place. Filled
Necole
with
the host, not
Necole the host.
not
I'm sorry,
Necole
not
the-
Necole the writer. Oh
Yeah.
God, she's awesome. But Necole the host was in a dark place filled with clouds.
Okay, I was not. I was not depressed. I was just having writer's block, and I came across this book that said I was going to hang out my writer's block to dry, and that's
it
how
worked.
I came. Right.
Did you like immediately start writing?
I did.
You did.
I did. I
What
finished
did you
the
write?
project. I don't remember what I was writing,
See what I
but
mean?
you know, Nadia, don't start. You know, I have like 3,000 writing projects. I write. That's what I do.
That's right. Of course.
So I just write. But I finished the project that I was working on after I read her book and kind of had that mental break, and got through these stories. So that's how I came in
started
contact
working
with
on
Necole.
my Christmas story,
Okay.
Mocha and Mistletoe.
Love it.
As soon as I only read like 2, so I'm not done with it yet because I feel like I can only read like 1 or 2 of them.
Right.
Let the juices of my brain flow, and then I go right to the computer. And
Okay,
we're gonna
I was
bring
going to say our
Necole in.
producer is giving us hand signals, and we're trying to figure out how to
And
read
we're
sign
engaged-
language. But it's right. Oh, the king
we're
sign.
engaged in conversation.
Okay, yeah, I'm so sorry, but Necole, we're here. How are you today, Necole? Everything going great in Baltimore, Maryland?
Yes, I am doing well. How are you guys?
We are
Great.
great. We are great. So you heard what we had to say about you. You heard how I kind of sort of stalked you, but I want to just know first about who you are, because I feel like I already know you, but just let the audience know who you are and, how you got started in the writing industry.
Okay, well, I'm Necole. I graduated from Towson University in Baltimore, Maryland in 2009, and I graduated right in the middle of the recession. So it was kind of like you take whatever job you can kind of get at the time. So that's what I did. I was working for years, and I just hated it. I felt unfulfilled because I'd always been a writer. I'd always had that creative side of me that was like begging to get out, but, I had to work. I had to save, and all that stuff, follow the regular flow of life. So it wasn't until I had like a horrible day at work, in 2012 that I was like, you know what, I'm just going to walk away from all this, and I'm going to do what I want to do. So I quit my job in 2013 to be a fiction writer, and I have not gone back to work yet, and I have been writing ever since. So that's me. In September, I put out my first book, which you've already mentioned, Shorty's Hanging Writer's Block Out to Dry. It was because I was working on my first novel that is out, The Legacy, and I hit such a snag. I couldn't finish it. There was nothing left in me. And so my mom was like, why not just write something else? So I was like, oh, my God, you're so right. Yeah. So I went on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere, all of my social media, and I was like, listen, somebody give me a sentence. One sentence, I don't care what it is. Just give me a sentence, and I'll make you a story. And everything just blew up. I mean, people gave me crazy things. So I just picked the first 20, and I made Shorties, and everybody seems to love it. So yeah, that's me. That's my story.
It is an awesome, awesome book. I love that you said your mom told you to write to get over writer's block, because I tell people that all the time. They're like, well, how do I get over writer's block? People think you got to meditate and woo-saw. No, you need to write, and you need to change your focus from the actual thing that you're writing to writing something else. Just write whatever comes to mind. So that was an awesome pointer that your mom gave you, because I always tell writers that that's the only way to get over writer's block successfully is to continue to write. Exactly.
How quickly, when you finished Shorties, did you get back onto The Legacy?
Shorties I think Shorties took up a lot of my time because I had so many stories to write. So once I finished Shorties, it was on my blog for a while because I had and it was just on there for people to go and like look at their story, and they were like, look at this girl that made me a story, da da da. And somebody said, why don't you make it a book? And so that took up about 2 or 3 weeks of my time, and then I just got right back into The Legacy because I had a timeline of when I wanted The Legacy to be out. So as soon as I was writing Shorties, probably about a week into it, I would dabble back into The Legacy and then jump back into Shorties.
Gotcha.
So maybe it didn't take me a long time at all.
Do you mind telling us, I know you have a blog post about your writing process of Shorties, but can you kind of like give us the abridged version of how you wrote your Shorties and published the book, yourself?
Okay. abridged version. So basically, I took all the stories off of my blog, and I compiled them. I got my friend Candace to edit them. She's an English major, and because at the time Shorties wasn't really something I was planning on making a book.
Right.
So I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. I had planned on self-publishing my first novel, so I was looking into doing a lot of things myself because I said I quit my job, so I didn't have, a steady paycheck coming in.
Right.
So I'm always a fan of, if I can do it myself, I don't want to pay somebody to do it. Mm-hmm. So I downloaded all these guides on how to typeset and where to go for book covers and all that stuff. I did tons of research for weeks. So I typeset the book myself. I got my friend, like I said, to edit it. I went to Fiverr, FIVERR.com is where you can get like things done for $5.
Oh, we love
I got
Fiverr
a book cover done
Yes.
for
Team
about $15. Sorry, what?
I said Team Fiverr over here.
Yeah, I'll say we love
Oh,
Fiverr
yeah.
over here.
I love Fiverr. You can get almost anything done for like $5 on there.
Yeah.
So I got my book cover done for about $15. And then I put it on CreateSpace, put it on Amazon, and I think after the copyright, I spent maybe in the proof and all that stuff, maybe $60.
$50.
Wow.
And so how did you say you marketed that book for it to really get sales? Because you got up to, I think it was like number 19 the last time I saw it on the Amazon bestsellers list. So
right. So I enrolled the book in KDP, which is the Amazon program.
Yes.
Kindle Direct Publishing, where you can market your book for free for a certain number of days. And I think that's what really helped. I put it for free for a weekend, just a Saturday and a Sunday. And from that weekend, it got into, I think, like number 71 or 70-something in the short stories category. So from then, people, I guess, who downloaded it for free started leaving me reviews and then telling their friends. And then it just shot to number 19 one day. I just looked up, and it was a bestseller.
Wow. So now, did the sales go up after it went off for the free promotion? Like, did you get numerous sales after that, or was it people just really downloading the book for free? Because
a lot of people did download the book for free, but because I wasn't looking to make money off of Shorties, like it didn't. I wasn't putting the book out for a profit. It was mostly I'm putting it out because I want people to have it. You know what I mean? So it's not exactly I'm doing this for money. Getting money is great. Don't get me wrong, but I wasn't putting it out for profit. So a lot of people did download it for free, but I haven't seen like spikes in sales or anything significant like that. But I'm more so, I think once people get the word out and people started reading it, then that's when the sales started coming in. It wasn't significant at all. It's definitely a slow process, but I think hosting it in KDP definitely helped.
Wow.
And we talk about KDP a lot. And I really want to point out, because I hear a lot of authors, especially self-published authors, say, well, I'm not going to give my book away for free. Well, you have to understand what comes after it. And Necole made a really great point. The people that are downloading your book for free are writing reviews on your book. And reviews, listen to me, audience, reviews sells books. You are more likely to sell a book if someone says that it's good. Even if 3 people say it's bad, one person says it's good, somebody will say, you know what, there was obviously something in this book. Right. I'm going to purchase this
Even
book.
in the age of social media that we have now, word of mouth is still the best tool to sell your work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So when people say they don't want to give their work away for free, that baffles me, because when you give it away for free, first of all, people love free. That's number one. So when it's free, I feel like you can give 1 million books away for free. That's 1 million people that are reading your work. And, half of those people are willing to leave you a review. And when you get reviews, that boost your Amazon ranking. Right. So when people log into Amazon, your book will be, on the homepage of whatever category you're in. So that means the people that didn't that didn't download your book for free, when they log into Amazon, they can see your book, and they'll be like, what is this? You know what I mean? So for not giving your book away for free baffles me.
Yeah, and the other thing that you said that I absolutely loved is that you were not necessarily trying to profit. You wanted to share your book. Now, I know that our goal is to make money and our goal is,
Right.
is to make profit. But if you became an author or a writer because you just wanted to get fat checks,
Right.
you're going to
Exactly.
you're
not
going to
gonna
miss
make it.
it. So
That's the
you
wrong reason.
Exactly. You have to be passionate because there are going to be days when you're sitting in front of your computer and there's a cursor that's blinking at you and you put yourself under some ridiculous timeline and you're going to just give up and you're going to quit.
Yeah.
So you have to be passionate about what you write. I love writing. I love how I feel. I love how the characters talk to me in my head. No, I'm not crazy.
It's okay.
You
no
know what
dark
I mean?
places.
They talk to me.
I understand.
No
Okay,
problem.
see, Necole, you understand what I'm saying,
No
right?
problem.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the other Necole is kind of judging me a little bit, but I feel like I think that it's definitely that's that rush that those
Right.
endorphins that hit you
Right.
when I'm writing. So you have to do it for the right reasons. So I love that you said that. So now, did you go from self-published, because we know that you were traditionally published, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so how was that transition for you? Was that something you wanted to do, or were you approached? Like, walk us through that process.
Well, being traditionally published was always a goal. When I first started the legacy, I was looking into publishing companies that I thought that would do really well with the book. So, of course, I was looking into the Kensingtons and the Simon & Schusters and things like that, but you have to have a literary agent. So I was looking through literary agents, sending out queries, got rejected, and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to self-publish it. I self-published Shorties. That did okay, so why not do the legacy that way? So I started self-publishing, and then I got my cover and all that stuff, and then something said, why not just try one more time? So I participated in PitMad, and I'm not sure if everybody knows what that is, but it's I guess like a forum on Twitter where authors can tweet the pitch to their book using the hashtag PitMad, PITMAD, PitMad. And literary agents, publishers, small presses, all those kinds of people can click that hashtag and read your pitch for your book. And they can decide whether or not they want to represent you, if they like what they see, if they want to request your manuscript, things like that. So once that happened, I started tweeting the premise for the legacy, and I got 2 hits, one from a literary agent and one from the company that I was previously published by.
Wow.
I was rejected by the literary agency, and then I got a request from my previous publisher. Sent them the manuscript. They loved it. They wanted to represent me. Cool. So that happened, and I got traditionally published. But a lot of things that I thought I wanted, I realized I wanted for the wrong reasons.
Wow.
So I think I doubted myself as a writer, and I doubted myself, I guess, as a brand, because I think a lot of authors don't want to be self-published because there's a stigma that comes along with self-publishing, that you're amateur, that you don't know what you're doing, that it's bad, because there are a lot of bad self-published books out here.
Yes.
We agree.
Uh-huh. But then there are also, on the flip side, a lot of good self-published books.
And it kind of sucks when those books come out, and they're your friends.
Yeah.
And they're people that you know.
And then you kind of battle between your mind. Am I going to give them a nice compliment, or am I going to be like, but this is my profession, and in my professional judgment, that's not a good look.
Yes. And I've had authors that have come to me that I've worked with publishing their books, and in the process, I'm saying to myself, this book needs a lot of work. I really struggle with it. That was one of the reasons why we decided to kind of steer away from the publishing aspect and really delve into the education.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's more important to teach you how to publish your book.
It's not even teach you how, because there's so step by step, so many step by step manuals out there. But it's about finding out why you're doing it in the first place, because it has to come from a good place. It has to come from a great place. So this is Nadia Mathews and Necole Stokes with Stokes and Mathews Media.
Mm-hmm.
And this is What's on Your Shelf. And we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to you in just a minute.
Everyone needs a way to add gold to their financial portfolio. Carrot Bars International makes gold affordable to the masses with the freegoldplan.com. Get gold in 24-karat 999.9% pure gold bullion in small, affordable weights. Save your money in gold and even get paid to share with others how to do the same. No broker fees, no setup fees, and with referrals, your gold can be free. Go to thefreegoldplan.com. That's thefreegoldplan.com now.
Tap Out Studios of Hollywood is one of Atlanta's newest visual and performing arts centers designed for you to perfect your creativity. Our 3,000 square foot event space includes a full bar, VIP section, movie screen, and 2 stages. Take advantage of our Spring Fling package deal for new and existing clients. Save over 40% when you rent our venue for $700 for events with more than 100 people. For booking information, contact Kendra at 404-578-1454. Located less than a half a mile off of I-20 off Fulton Industrial, we are Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, 620 Interchange Drive. Tap Out Studios of Hollywood, inspiring creativity, changing lives, and making dreams come true.
Stokes and Mathews Media is a boutique media company that specializes in vision coaching, publishing, and marketing for authors, experts, and small business owners. It is the mission of Nadia Mathews and Necole Stokes to show aspiring writers and seasoned authors how to build lucrative brands using their books as the foundation. Before the company's official launch in September 2014, Stokes and Mathews Media will be offering free online workshops and interviews with industry experts, ebooks, and discounted first-time consultations for individuals who desire to get on the company's 2014-2015 roster. Stokes and Mathews Media is also scouting experienced individuals in the literary publishing, PR, marketing, promotions, and event planning industries to join the team on a freelance and/or internship basis. If you would like to learn more about Stokes and Mathews Media or learn how you can advertise with us, please send a detailed email to info@stokesandmatthewsmedia.com or visit www.stokesandmatthewsmedia.com. Stokes and Mathews Media, where your project is our passion.
Val Jones Creative Services. Copywriting, commercial production, imaging for all formats. If your budget is small, then you need to call Val Jones. Val Jones Creative Services. 1-800-947-9392. That's 1-800-947-9392. Don't you think it's time for a new image? Val Jones. Val Jones Creative Services. 1-800-947-9392. Or go to IamValJones.com. Val Jones Creative Services.
Lisa, you've been staring at that computer screen for 30 minutes. What's wrong?
Oh, it's my new marketing campaign. I want to tell people how great my business is, but I don't know what to say. I need copy for the website, newsletters, and brochure, and I'm drawing a blank. Writing just isn't my thing.
My boss had the same problem, and he called Put It in Writing Professional Writing Service.
Put it in writing? What's that?
It's a business just for people who need copywriting, but don't have the budget for the big marketing and PR firms. They help my company tell everyone about the great products and services we offer through our website. And when my cousin recorded his CD, Put It in Writing wrote his bio and press release. They even do resumes.
That's good to know, because I'll be looking for a job if this business doesn't take off.
Don't worry. Call the professionals at Put It in Writing at 901-359-6629 and check out the website at putitinwriting2.com. That's putitinwriting, the numeral 2.com.
Are you in need of a dessert for a special event? Maybe a
Hello, and we're back with What's on Your Shelf with Stokes and Mathews Media, and we were talking to Necole Ryse, who wrote Shorties and the Legacy. She was telling us about her process of going from self-publishing to traditional publishing, and we wanted to also delve into why she wanted to delve into why she decided to go from self-publishing to traditional publishing to back to self-publishing, because we read her blog post, like I mentioned earlier, and she was having some issues. So, and I hear her saying my former publisher, and I don't know if that's a bad thing, because I know who the publisher is, and I don't know if we want to reveal that name, but just had a few more questions about that, Nadia.
Necole, we just want to get in your business. Well, we're actually waiting for Necole to come back in, so we're going to continue to talk about. And her blog post is called "Trusting Your Gut," and I think that just really in the industry of publishing, you should trust your gut. Have you picked up Instinct yet?
Yes, you know I have. Awesome? I have. I'm actually I think I'm on chapter 15. I haven't read it in a couple of weeks though. But Instinct is about following just that God-given gut feeling about anything. It talks about how you innately know what's right for you, and regardless of if it's right for other people or people may judge your decisions about it, it talks about how you innately know what's going on. So I think we have Necole back. Necole?
I'm here.
Necole, okay. I felt some kind of way. I'm like, you left us like that?
I don't even know what happened.
It's okay. We forgive you this time.
I forgive you. Okay, so continue telling us about your process and going into the journey of traditionally publishing.
I don't even know where I stopped. I was just talking, and then I was like, hello? And like, nobody was there anymore.
That happens to me all the time.
What? I don't even know where I stopped. But,
you found the publisher.
Right.
Oh, okay, yeah. I found the publisher, and a lot of things that they wanted to happen for my book, I didn't agree with. So it was basically a matter of whether or not I wanted to, I guess, how can I put this politically correct?
It's okay. As long as you're not saying bad words, you just say it.
Yeah, I was going to say, just go ahead and
say it.
We're
up in your face. Let's do it.
It was whether or not I wanted to be professional or if I wanted to have a certain, I guess, image attached to my book.
Okay.
I wanted to do things differently. I wanted to do things, I guess, my way. A lot of times when you are traditionally published, you don't get a say in the things that happen. So as far as like who gets to review your book or where it gets sent. So I didn't necessarily agree with the things that were set up in line for my book.
Okay. So
and it was something that I couldn't ignore.
Okay, so I have a question. Did you have I want to kind of see what you had input in on the traditional publishing side. Like, could you pick your cover design and things like that?
Yes, I was consulted on cover design.
Okay. Were you able to, once you wrote the book and they started the editing process, were you able to agree with the edits or disagree with the edits?
Yes, somewhat.
Okay.
Some of the things that were edited out, I fought for because it was important to the character, important to the rest of the trilogy.
Right.
But other things that they thought could be edited out, I had to go with. Yeah.
Yeah, because
it was a whether or not I wanted to fight for the things that were edited.
Okay, because that's the thing. I think that's the biggest difference between self-publishing and traditional publishing. Like, they can kind of take your story and tear it apart and then put it back together as they see fit for marketing purposes. Because at the bottom of their bottom line is how many copies of this can we sell, especially if they're giving you an advance for your your story itself. So they're like, well, this is kind of like our story. Yeah, we're going to put your name on it, but this is our story. This is the market we're marketing it towards, and you really don't have a say-so in it. So I wanted
to them, it's about the money. It's not about, that's your work. That's your, your baby, your child. You sat up all night and you wrote it, and you nursed that manuscript. But to them, it's about how many books can I sell? It's about the bottom line is the money. It's not about anything else.
Well, Necole, I have another question. We get this often about the money side of it. And just by the way, you guys, we want you to call in. You want to talk to Necole. The phone number is 678-701-3738. Again, 678-701-3738. So, Necole, we always get the money part of it. The percentages, is that a negotiable process during the traditional publishing?
Of
royalties.
For me, it was not.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So did you find that?
I mean, it may vary for other people, but for me personally, no, it's not negotiable.
And were you upset with the percentage? Did you feel like it
No.
was fair?
Yes, I did feel it was very fair. I did not think it was they were gypping me or anything like that. No.
Did you do research on other companies, other publishing companies, to see how they fared next to the one that you went with?
Well, see, when I got published by a small press. So a small press is way different than being published by like a Simon and Schuster or one of the big five. So I didn't receive an advance. I was only getting paid through royalties. But when you get published by the big five, that's when you get the advance, and then you get it in like 3 installments and things like that. But for me, it was all royalties.
Got you. Were you upset, or tell us about how they were marketing the book that maybe you disagreed with? Like, were the audiences, were they reaching your target audience that you thought your target audience was, or did they have a whole different vision for that?
Well, the thing that got me was that they were not marketing my book.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I felt as though my book was the only one that was not being marketed.
Wow.
I got published by a company that was all Caucasian, and I have the only African-American book.
Okay.
So I felt as though my book was the only one that was not being marketed. And I expressed my feelings to them, and I told them, like, what else can I, because I didn't want it to be just all on them. I'm also responsible for marketing my own book. I know that. So it was like, what else can I do to market my book? And also, how are you helping me? And it was kind of a thing, that the response that I received was that, oh, well, you're responsible for your own marketing.
Oh.
And actually, I've heard a lot of traditional authors, traditionally published authors say that to me, that the majority falls on them to promote and market their book. If they don't already have an audience online or via email or whatever, they're going to have to reach out to do that. So did they have someone in-house that maybe you could have brought on to help you market your book, or did you just have to street smart it?
It was a little bit of both. When you are traditionally published by the Big Five, I feel like you already have that name attached to your book, so you don't have to do much. You're already in the Barnes and Nobles, in the libraries and things like that. So you're already reaching the people that you need to reach, But when I was published by a small press, I had to do everything myself. I had to get my own book into libraries. I had to talk. I had to go out and speak places, that I had to get my name out there. And I felt as though if I was going to be published by a company, at least I wanted a big name either attached to me, or I needed help in marketing.
Right.
And I felt as though I wasn't receiving that help, because I can only do so much. You know what I mean? There's only so many places that I can visit and all that stuff. I don't think I have the best following online. I'm no,
I was going to say, I was
Dane
going to
or Jacinda Wilder or anything like that, but I can only do so much. And I felt as though that if I was backed by a company, at least they could match what I was doing, and I wasn't receiving that.
And I was going to interject there. I was going to say you were definitely, because I follow you on Facebook and Twitter and your blog, you were definitely out there. Like, you were doing your street promotion, so to speak, because I saw you when you were saying you were doing book signings. I saw when you were saying you were having this event where you were speaking. I saw
I was hitting the ground hard.
Yeah, I know. I saw when you were giving out bookmarks with the purchases. I saw when you were signing copies. So I do see that. But to then hear that you didn't have the backing of your press with you, I can honestly see how you would be like, well, what's am I doing? Right. Why am I just not self-published? Because I'm doing it myself anyway.
And I'm splitting my profits with this press, and they're not helping me at all. So what? Gotcha. Why not just keep all my money myself and do it myself? And that's what I did.
Now, what were the repercussions of you walking away from that publishing deal?
A lot of confusion. I still get emails, people like, well, what book is it? Is it this book? Is it that book? Because, my cover changed. So I couldn't keep my cover art. I couldn't keep the interior. So I had to do all that over again myself. And I think self-publishing a novel is way more expensive than self-publishing a book of short stories. So I had to actually pay a great cover designer who actually saved my life. I owe her like my firstborn child. And she redesigned my book cover, and it looks great, by the way, which I really love it. And she redesigned my book cover. I did the typesetting myself again, so I saved some money there. I had to go back to my old editor, not my best friend, but a different professional editor, and I had to pay to get my book re-edited. So it was the repercussion, I think, is that I spent a lot more money this time. So this is of my own money.
Okay, so what are you doing with like all those earlier versions of the book now?
I'm selling them. I gotta sell them. They gotta go.
Right.
I've been, I have, promo materials. So I've been selling the first edition myself. I've been eating the postage costs. Like I'm selling them for like $10. I mail them to you. I ship them to you myself. I sign them, give you a bookmark, give you a pen, give you all of my information. Ship it to
blood
you.
work, all
free
of that.
shipping.
Exactly.
And so I'm just trying to get these books out of the door so that I can have more money in my pocket to put out book 2, because a lot of people have been like, I need book 2, and I'm just like, I wish I could give it to you. I just don't have the money for it right now,
And I want to just encourage you, Necole, because in the midst of all of this, like, you are getting dynamite reviews on Amazon. You are. Like, people are like, this book is the bomb, like 5 stars. And they're not saying this is great. They're like, this is great, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and this is why it's great. So people are giving you, like, awesome reviews.
Yeah, and that's what it's about, Days when I want to just, like, throw it all in towel, just go back to work and be like, you know what, I can just find a job and just be done with all this. It's just those days, that people are like, your book is awesome, I read it in 11 hours or whatever. I'm just like, that's what I do it for.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So I was going to say, keep pushing. And I see that it says The Missing drops on October 14, 2014. So this is the second part to the legacy. Yes,
that is the second book in the trilogy. That's the potential date that I'm shooting for, October 14th.
Okay.
So that's the, tentative date. Hopefully I can get it to everybody sooner. But for right now, that is when it's coming out.
So tell us what else you have coming up, because we want to support you. We want to tell everybody how much we love what you do and how awesome your books are. Where are you going to be going? Any tours coming up?
Right now, I don't have any tours. Besides the Baltimore African American Book Festival, I will be there October 11th. That's October 11th and 12th, I believe, at the Enoch Pratt Library in Baltimore, Maryland. But for right now, I don't have any book tours or anything else coming up. I'm just selling the first edition of The Legacy. I am trying to get my book into libraries and things of that nature. So, yeah, I'm just working on book 2 promotions and finishing book 3. And I'm, working on new manuscripts and just trying to keep everything fresh and new for the readers and everybody else.
Well, how can we connect with you online? And Twitter and Facebook? Give us all your handles.
All of my stuff is the same across the board. I'm Twitter at Necole Ryse, NECOLE RYSE. Instagram is the same, Necole Ryse, NECOLE RYSE. Same thing on Facebook, facebook.com/Necole Ryse. My website, www.NecoleRyse.com. I'm available. There's no way that you cannot get in contact with me. I'm always available, always ready to talk. If you need advice, if you want to just talk about anything, I'm available for anything.
Necole, I'm gonna be now, because you said that, I'm gonna be emailing you, getting your Instagram information, because I wanna, I like free therapy, and
my gosh,
I get it all the time. Like, seriously, I get
Necole,
it
see what
all
I'm saying?
the time.
I love
People
you.
Facebook me, they DM me, they email me, and I am not, when I did that to authors, when I would send so many emails like, hey, listen, I love your work, can I get some advice, blah, blah, blah. I want to be that author that responds to emails that, I don't ever want to be the person that's like, oh, just join your local SCBWI. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I want to give you advice. Anything that I know, I will willingly share.
So, Necole, I have one final question that I want to ask you. because of all the things that you went through with, from self-published to traditional published back to self-publishing, will you ever try to be traditionally published again?
Definitely. That's always the goal, I think, to be traditionally published. That's always been my number one goal since I was a kid. I've always dreamed to walk into, Borders is gone now, but I've always wanted to walk into a bookstore and have my book on a display. So that's always the goal. And I would definitely go back to traditionally published. I would just do it differently. I would do my research more diligently, and I will definitely look over the contract and do my research and make sure that I'm making the correct deal for myself and that I don't get,
And I think now you have more confidence in yourself as
Absolutely,
a writer, period.
right.
So now you know
Right.
what
I know what I can bring to the table now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Definitely.
Well, it has been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you
yes.
so much for calling.
Thank you guys
Necole.
so much for this. I really appreciate it.
No problem. I was making like little motions at Necole, and I was like, we have to help her. Like, I don't know what we're going to do, but if she's going to be giving me free therapy, I feel like we should work out some type of bartering situation where we can assist you with building, because you're such a great writer and everyone needs to know.
And her brand is awesome.
Yes, so, I love it. I love it. So we're definitely going to be reaching out to you soon, and I'm going to be emailing you a little bit later.
That's fine with me.
Okay. Everybody, you have been listening to What's on Your Shelf with Stokes and Mathews Media. Thank you so much, Necole. You have a great day.
Bye, Necole.
Thank you. You guys too.
All right. All right, you guys. So we're going to be, later on today, we're going to be talking to Anthony Joyner, the author of, I think it's Instagram on Fire.
Yeah.
And it's a great, great book. And we will be hanging out via Hangout, which is on Google. All you need is a Google email, and you can log in with us. That's my producer. I love when he turns the music on, like, all right, Nadia, be quiet.
But it's going to be today at 7 p.m. at Eastern Standard Time. So please check us out. The links are going to be on the Stokes and Mathews Media Facebook page. So definitely come in, chime in, and he's going to teach authors how to use Instagram to sell more books.
I think that's great. I'm excited about it. Well, we look forward to talking to you guys later on tonight. And you can always tune in next Wednesday to What's on Your Shelf. Yeah. Have a great day, everybody.
Have a good one.